Hey friends, have you heard that every Nigerian can have 100 million naira in savings or investments by the time they turn 65? I almost didn't believe it myself until Invest Niger showed me how. Every Nigerian can be on their way to a comfortable retirement with zero worries. Get started today by downloading the Invest Niger app. Invest Niger, are you in?
We are IHS Towers, one of the world's largest operators and developers of shared telecommunications infrastructure. Independently owned with a portfolio of tens of thousands of towers across multiple markets, we are connecting people across Africa and Latin America. Engineering excellence is at the heart of our business.
After the match, we're obviously going to have... After the match, we're going to have a cup presentation. So we implore all the players to remain in their breeches and their boots for the presentation. So there'll be a cup presentation to the winners, the losers, and also we'll have... We have a presentation also to the umpires, and I'm reliably informed the umpires for today's match are Roddy Matthews, Tarquin Southwell, and the third man is our past president, our trustee, Mr. ADEDAPO Akinrele, and I have a feeling he will be assisted by our past president, HAB Fashion, who is hovering just across my shoulder. They're both here to keep a keen eye on proceedings and make sure we have no squabbles. I would attempt to give you the lineup, and I hope the teams are correct. Tayo. All right, I've just been told. Amongst us, we have Her Excellency, former First Lady of Kwara State, daughter of late Otumba Adekunle OJORA, and the sister of ADEDAPO OJORA, in whose memory this match is being played. So we warmly welcome Her Excellency, Mrs. Toyin Saraki, amongst us here today. So very shortly,
Hey friends,
we're going to have the dignitaries
every Nigerian can have
for the ceremonial
100
rolling.
million naira in savings or investments by the time they turn 65. I almost didn't believe it myself until Invest Niger showed me how. Every Nigerian can be on their way to a comfortable retirement with zero worries. Get started today by downloading the Invest Niger app. Invest Niger, are you in?
We are IHS Towers, one of the world's largest operators and developers of shared telecommunications infrastructure. Independently owned with a portfolio of tens of thousands of towers across multiple markets, we are connecting people across Africa and Latin America. Engineering excellence is at the heart of our business.
Hey friends, have you heard that every Nigerian can have 100 million naira in savings or investments by the time they turn 65? I almost didn't believe it myself until Invest Niger showed me how. Every Nigerian can be on their way to a comfortable retirement with zero worries. Get started today by downloading the Invest Niger app. Invest Niger, are you in?
For the umpires to line up the players. So very quickly, I'm going to run through the list of our sponsors. It's our tradition to recognize and appreciate their business. So our headline sponsors are GT Co. and Bimil Securities. This cup, the Chapel Hill Denim Open Cup, is sponsored by Chapel Hill Denim. Arbico are sponsors of the Low Cup. American Express are sponsors of the Silver Cup. Stratford Hill are sponsors of the Heritage Cup. Motor and Gill are proud sponsors of the cup we're playing for today, the ADEDAPO OJORA Memorial Cup. Brit Homes are co-sponsors of the tournament, the Major Kudumi Week. National Social Insurance Trust Fund are sponsors of the Governor's Cup. Hakeem Muri Okola, sponsors of the Oba of Lagos Cup. Optima Energy, sponsor of the Cancer Awareness Bowl. IHS, sponsor of the Sani Dangote Memorial Cup. Cardinal Stone and Snepco are co-sponsors of the Argentine Ambassadors Cup. Verve Clicquot, the official beverage partner of the tournament. Self-Assembly Furniture SAF are the official furniture partners of the tournament. Other sponsors are Blue Chip Technologies Limited, Main Street Capital, Mikano. And we also recognize our donors, Dangote Group of Companies, the Magical Dumi family, and Bono Energy. So I'm just waiting now for a lineup. The umpires and the teams, either side of the umpires, the whistle will be blown, we'll observe a minute silence. So on my say-so, we'll have a minute silence. That's coming up very, very shortly, once we can get the umpires lined up. So all of you that are able, please, we implore you to kindly, respectfully rise on my say-sos whilst we observe a minute silence for the late Otumba Adekunle Ojora, the father of the late ADEDAPO Ojora, in whose memory this cup is played, proudly sponsored by Motor and Gill. After we have the ceremonial rolling, I'll be handing you over to the two anchors for this match, led by Jamie and Miano. And like I've said, you just got here, the third man is our past president and trustee, Mr. Dolakbo Akinrele, SAN. All right, DJ, thank you. DJ, thank you. All right, at this junction, those of you that are willing and able, please, we implore you all to respectfully rise while we observe a minute silence in honor of the late Otumba Adekunle Ojora. May the soul of the dearly departed continue to rest in peace. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So at this junction, I invite the president of the club, the captain of the club, joined by members of the Ojora family led by Patricia, Mrs. Patricia Ojora, Her Excellency, Mrs. Toyin Saraki, Mr. Tomi Ojora, Tara Ayodeji, her husband, and I also invite top echelon for Motor and Gill, led by Mr. Kola Karim, Mr. Tune Karim, Mr. Pereira, MD of Motor and Gill. Yes, Mr. Kola Karim is the Agbawi. Yes, at this junction, please, we invite the two captains to come forward. The two captains, please come forward. Befittingly, we have the captain of the A1 Shoreline team, Mr. Alumide Agbola, in the distinctive red helmet. And the captain of the Lagos STL is no other but Mr. Tayo Ojora. So the two captains come forward, get introduced to our dignitaries, make small talk. If they're lucky, the captains will give them names of their ponies, give them some insight to team tactics. We'll have a ceremonial bowling. And once we have the bowling, we have a round of applause from the gallery. And at that junction, I'll hand you over to Jamie and Miano, who are co-anchoring, commentating for this match. Yeah, all right, introductions have been made, small talk has been done, so now what we have is the ceremonial bowling, and I see Tunde Karim is holding the ball, and I think that should. All right, there's a toss of a coin by Patricia. That's Mrs. Patricia Ojora, the widow of ADEDAPO Ojora. And we have Her Excellency herself, Mrs. Toyin Saraki, who's going to she'll be performing the bowling. And I see she's insisted on a proper channel between both teams, and that is only so right. Yep, absolutely. Well done, ma. There we go. Round of applause, please, for our dignitaries. And thank you so much, Her Excellency, Mrs. Toyin Saraki. And at this junction, I'll hand you over to Jamie, who'll be anchoring proceedings. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Kenny. Welcome to this afternoon's ADEDAPO OJORA Memorial Cup. How befitting that his son Tayo is playing here today. A few words about our two teams. Playing in the #1 position for Lagos STL is Tayo Ojora. As I said, it is his Memorial Cups for his father. Tayo's father at his best was 5 goals. And Tayo himself has played in Malaysia, Thailand, UK, France, California. And I last saw him play here for Lagos 1904 in the Heritage Cup in the Lagos International Tournament of 2024. In 2023, he played with Durante A1 Ibadan in the Silver Cup, lost 5-9 in the final. Yazin Amazan playing in the #2 position. His entry reads a little bit like Wikipedia. Last year in 2025, he made 3 finals. He won the Open Cup, lost the Magic Cup, and also made the final in the Low Cup. He was raised to 1 goal in 2023 rather, and as a result of his wins last year was raised to 2 goals for this year. He's played for 15 years. He's won the Silver and the Low Cups twice, and his father, Bio, was a former LPC president. In 2022, he played the Open with Lagos STL, with Shea Tanubu, Doug van Reenen and Chris McKenzie. Didn't actually qualify for the final in that year, but in 2024, he lost the Open Cup final with STL against Trojan Ark 8-9 on that occasion, playing with Rochi Torrigatar, Chris McKenzie and Akala Lakaja. And his most memorable moment, he quoted to me, was winning the Low Cup in 2020 with a 4-man young team and also winning the Open Cup last year. I'll give you the rest of them shortly, but a very quick word. Alfie Hyde, playing first time for him here, I think, in Lagos. He's played in Ghana, Australia, United Kingdom and Argentina. He's been the Young Player of the Year at the Guards Polo Club for the last 2 years, and he's 22 years of age. I'll save Chris for a bit longer, because Chris also has an even bigger Wikipedia entry than Yazin Amasan. And I'll just introduce our two umpires, two very well-respected professional umpires from the United Kingdom. Roddy Matthews, who's been umpiring for a long time, still plays the game quite tidily, makes a lot of young horses, had a very successful early career with a team called Hill Samuel, and I had the privilege of playing with Roddy. Oh, Roddy must be getting on for 30 years ago now. That will date him. Sorry, Roddy, but there you go. And umpiring with Roddy Matthews is Tarquin Southwell, a very accomplished commentator besides a professional umpire at the very highest levels. Tarquin himself used to play the high goal in the United Kingdom. I believe may even have won the Queen's Cup on one occasion. He certainly was 4 goals, if not 5 at his best. And away we go in the opening chukker. And I'll tell you a bit about the horses. Watch out for the grey that Chris McKenzie is on. It goes nicely. Taking it forward now, and it's Sule Moussa, but it's Chris McKenzie who turns it nicely on the grey Hurricane. Stolen away very nicely indeed by Manu Crespo. He's on Jeep, the bay that he's playing in this chukker. And it's Manu Crespo advancing down towards the goal mouth. Remember, we're playing 5 chukkers. Kwame Issa shoots from distance. Through he comes. This is great play from the team of Lagos A1 Shoreline. In came Manu Crespo, and he's got it in, and that is a flying start for the team of Lagos A1 Shoreline. Manu Crespo, the goal scorer, sent it up to Kwame Issa. Kwame in this chukker riding Julia 2 came through, pumped it up to Manu Crespo. First blood goes on the board. A quick word about the horses for the rest of the team. For Olumide Agbola, he's on Mala. Sule Moussa on G-Wagon. I've told you about Manu Kwame Issa. For Tayo Ojora, he's playing a horse called Crusader. Watch out for the grey horse that Yazin is on. Silver plays really nicely. And for Chris McKenzie, Hurricane. And for Alfie Hyde, it is Hanan. Remember, we change ends after every goal that is scored. And away we go. That's a flying start indeed for this team of Lagos A1 Shoreline. They went down in their first match. STL won theirs, so therefore it's a who beat who today to see who will go through to the final. And it's Chris McKenzie. He's changed very quickly indeed. On Alfie Hyde it was. There he goes on Hanan, and it's Alfie Hyde challenged. He takes the big shot at goal. Kwame rides him off very nicely. Takes it on the near side. Left it behind. Did he put it over his own back line, or did it already go over the back line? It looks like we're in for a cracker. The whistle has gone at the start of proceedings. Well, we had rain yesterday, and we're looking like everything is in our favour for today. Just to remind you, in this tournament so far, in the opening round, earlier on this week, Lagos Wilton went down 1.5 to Lagos STL. So STL have won their first game. So if they win today, they join Lagos Art Hotel that has won twice already. Hit from the back line taken. Who's pumped it up there? 2 minutes gone. Whistle has gone again. Just to remind you on the other results. So besides that opening result, when Lagos STL beat Wilton by a massive margin, Lagos Art Hotel beat Lagos A1 Shoreline, I believe, by 12 goals to 6. Wilton went down to Lagos Art Hotel by 4 or 5 goals. So Lagos Art Hotel are into the final, and Port Harcourt Wilton will play tomorrow in either the 3rd or 4th position, depending on the results today. I'll try and talk you through the penalties, but that's a spot hit in favour of the white shirts of Lagos STL, quickly taken by Alfie Hyde, sitting at the back door, pumps it up to his number 3, Chris McKenzie, the very talented young South African. Well, he's 39 years of age this year, but he'll be very delighted for me to call him young. He sends it to the front door, wide and left. Well, big flying start. Muchiri, what do you think?
Yes, sorry about that. It is absolutely going off. It is going to be Manuel Crespo who's going to pick that up for Lagos A1 Shoreline, trying to send it downfield, trying to find some of his players. It has been an electric start so far. So it's going to be Alfie Hyde. He's just going to sit this up, trying to have a backhand on it. Unfortunately, goes off for a pony, and it is Crespo who's going to pick this up. He's going to just check up his horse. He's just going to try and cut this towards goal. He does have the angle. Crespo sending this towards goal. Surely should be able to put this through. Does he have the angle? Does he? Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I'll tell you that. Absolute class from Lagos A1 Shoreline, and they've taken a 2-goal lead just like that, catching Lagos STL napping. A lovely 12-goal match.
So Manu Crespo has been very much a force in the Lagos International Polo Tournament. 2022, he lost the Open with Petrogras Albat 8-9 to Lagos Catherton Sao Paulo. 2024, I'll tell you about that in just a minute. You've got 25 seconds after the ball goes over the back line through the goal mouth in which to get back, and that really does matter when it comes down to the final few seconds. Picked up now by Yazin Amusan, and it's Yazin, takes it forward, left it behind. Now it'll be Manu Crespo, but Yazin, who, as I said, was raised to 2 goals in last year after all his success, he goes forward for the pass from Chris. Chris looks to see, he's got Alfie Hyde waiting. There's the spot perfect pass up to Alfie Hyde. Alfie Hyde, big ride off with Kwame Issa. He gets the backhand, stolen there by Tayo Ojora. His father off 5 goals, will be proud of his son today. He takes the backhand flit into the middle. Backhand there by Sule Moussa. Sule took it out towards the board. Good defence by the team of Lagos A1 Shoreline, but the attack is still there. It's still going to be Chris Mackenzie, still on that horse of his Hurricane, not one I know very well, but all these horses of the STL team, most of them belong to Yazin, and Yazin is very well mounted. He's quickly changed onto Luli, which is one of his best. So the umpires have now given them a free change. They're going to play half chukkers throughout this match. The temperature, once it reaches 28 degrees, under the rules of polo, you're obliged to give everyone a free change. You get 60 seconds precisely to come back on the field. And the umpires are perfectly entitled to either call play or throw the ball in, even if there is no one on the field. And I've seen it done. If you think I'm telling you pork pies, I'm not. Sometimes the umpire will throw the ball in, and it literally will be no one on the field, and it's quite difficult to work out how they do. So who have we got coming on for the second half of this chukker? That first pony out there for Chris Mackenzie is Klosterfer. It's a South African bred horse. He's got 3 South African bred horses here today. Michaela in the next chukker, which is one of his best. Really goes very well indeed, but watch out for this horse that I've just told you about, Michaela. He goes extremely well. I think Pantera is a South African horse as well. Who else can I tell you about? A horse that I think you might be interested in is Romano. This is the horse of the number 3 for the team of Lagos A1 Shoreline. That's Manu Crespo. He's a 9-year-old gelding, been over here for 3 years now with Alumide Agbolo, and comes from the breeding of Milo Fernandez Irajo in Argentina. And I know that Manu Crespo thinks of Romano as his best, and I wouldn't be surprised if Romano comes out at least 3 times for 3 or 4 minutes each today. Definitely his best horse. That's the one that Manu Crespo's mounting now, 9-year-old gelding. There are not many geldings that play in polo. The vast majority of ponies are mares. Why is that? Well, I could be in trouble for saying this, but they're easier to discipline and train than the boys.
Got to love it there. So it is Manuel Crespo who taps us forward but sends it towards goal. Unfortunately, just heading towards the right side. Does it stay in play? No, unfortunately, goes over the back line there. So it is going to be Lagos STL who just going to try find them way back into this match. They're 2 goals down early on in the first chukker. And it's going to be Alfie Hyde. Just between him and Chris Mackenzie trying to get their feet back on ground. It is Alfie who sends it towards Chris Mackenzie. He's going to be trotting towards there. He's got Olomide who's going to just try man mark him. Chris slows down his pony, looks up in the middle of the field, taps it back just to Alfie. Lovely play from them. They're just going to try see if they can sequence this back for Lagos STL. Sends it downfield. Unfortunately, Chris doesn't pick it up, so it is going to be Manuel Crespo. He's just going to try control that. Straight away, whistle blown. Sneaky stuff there for Manu. And just having a chat there between the umpires.
So our 2 umpires, Tarquin Southwell, Roddy Matthews, professional umpires, umpire all around the world. They've got microphone contact between themselves, and they're linked up to Dolapo, trustee of this club, who is related to Tayo on the field today. And Dolapo, if Tarquin and Roddy cannot agree, will adjudicate. A 30-yard penalty given for the infringement by the grey team of A1 Shoreline as they were going forward. It'll be an open goal attempt. The opposition can only sit and pray to the Almighty that the ball goes wide as Chris comes around now to take the strike. Now he came in, he's managed to put it through, give him a little hand of applause. So when the players are coming in to take penalties, we won't commentate as they come in, it's off-putting. But you notice the horse there, Klosterfer, did break stride just before he came in to hit it. So well done, Chris. What you want is the horse, as I was saying yesterday, that those of you who were here for the penalties, that you want the horse to continue on the same leg, same stride, not break stride. His pony broke stride there, but Chris put it away. Nice one on the board. Lagos STL get their first one to trouble the scorer.
So it is back into the middle we go. It is just 1 goal that separates both of these teams. Players just trying to sort themselves out for the little line-out that's thrown in. It is this talking that gets us underway again. Straight away. Lovely backhand there from Chris Mackenzie. Still his ball. A little bit of a scrap there between him and Kwame. Lovely backhand there from Alfie Hyde. And who's going to pick the scraps up? Lovely backhand there, Olumide. Leaves that behind him, so it's going to be Chris Mackenzie who tries to have Yes, side forehands. Still getting me hooked up there. Sticks stuck. No whistle blown still. Chris McKenzie's just going to try and tap this towards goal. Chris McKenzie just trying to find some space. Might have a hook shot towards goal. Does he have the angle? Oh, unfortunately, just off towards the left side. And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, he is one of those great players that could turn small opportunities into goals.
Away from the back line quickly. Umpires call play. You have to wait till they call play before you take the strike. But it was Manu Crespo who pumps that one up to Sule Musa. Sule's been very productive in former years, but he's been a little bit quiet on the game today. But I'm sure we'll get him going through in the extra chukkers. A nice backhand there from Chris McKenzie. Finds teammate Alfie Hyde. Alfie Hyde ridden out of it by Sule Musa. McKenzie comes in, but it's Manu Crespo who's there first. Feints the backhand, but McKenzie steals it off him on the little South African horse, Klosterver. It's McKenzie. Looks up. Has a shot at goal. I've missed it. Where's it gone? Came off the pony, I believe. Whistle is gone. Now, was somebody blocking his way? Was he told to use it? Didn't, and he tapped it? I don't know. I couldn't see. I have a feeling that Chris caused an infringement there. Now, he may have tapped it rather than hit it.
Yeah, just trying to look at that.
Okay. So what happened was that he actually took the strike and he hit the horse. Now, in polo, if you have the opportunity of hitting left or right of the player and the horse in front of you, you must do so. If you hit the player or the horse when you didn't necessarily have to, then the rules of polo have been tightened up immensely over the last few years as a measure of welfare, and a penalty is given the other way. Now, even though Chris had possession at the ball, because of the severity of the foul, they did not give a spot hit. They advanced it up to the middle of the field. Penalty 5B. We've got about 30 seconds just under remaining to the first bell. I'll explain that in just a minute. As Manu Crespo, 6 goals, takes the strike. Challenged by the other 6-goaler. It's Argentina against South Africa, and it's South Africa who wins the play. Coming around Chris McKenzie. He sees that he's got Alfie Hyde there, lurking up the front door. Nice. There goes the bell. Alfie Hyde's going forward. Alfie coming through. Kachara, the pony that he's on, as he's changed in the second half of this chukker. We've got about 20 seconds remaining to the second bell. Alfie coming through. He knows he's got time, shows his experience. He'll probably go for the goal shot attempt now. He duly does. It's looking good. It's looking very good, but it's looking very wide. End of the first chukker. Let's give them a big hand of applause. Lagos A1 Shoreline go off the winners of the first period by 2-1, and that is just the start that they wanted.
It definitely is, and what a match we were expecting. It is a 12-goaler match just between these two teams, and surely 4 more chukkers to come. And I'll tell you something, ladies and gentlemen, what action waits us. Back to the music.
So if we could just quieten the music down, I'm just going to finish off the biographies. If we could just quieten the music. Thank you very much. So I was going to tell you about Chris McKenzie, who I said had an even bigger Wikipedia entry than Yazin. Chris McKenzie, a true professional. He's played in South Africa, India, the United Kingdom, Kenya, Argentina, New Zealand, Australia, Germany, Spain, Zimbabwe and Zambia. He comes from Plettenberg Bay, and his father, Buster, and he has a very good string of ponies. They breed a lot of ponies, and 1 or 2 of them here in his string today were bred by them. In 2022, Chris won the Magic with Kano Lintex when he beat Leighton Kings 12-11, and it went to a 7th chukker. Some of you may remember a golden goal, which was scored in that 7th chukker, and they lifted the trophy. And on that occasion, he was playing with Sadiq and Bashir Dantata and Sylvester Donovan. In 2024, Chris lost the Magic with Lagos Shoreline, Art Hotel 10-9 against the Leighton Kings, and he also lost the Open Cup final with Lagos STL against Trojan Arc 8-9. He won the Open Cup last year with Lagos STL against Clearwater Farms 12-5, but lost the Magic Academy with Lagos STL to Abuja Rubicon 13-12. He played the Open Cup in 2022 with STL along with Chaitanuba Yazin and Dirk van Renen, and I'll finish off his massive Wikipedia entry in just a tick. Taking it from the back line, it is going to be Manu Crespo. Manu Crespo, the horse that he's on today is called Sultan, and it's by Los Machitas in Libano, an extremely good horse of the Los Machitas breeding, so this Sultan might well go very nicely for Manu Crespo wearing the number 3 helmet in the grey shirts. Bringing it around the corner now is going to be Alfie Hyde. Alfie Hyde has possession. Turns it. That's Cardinal, the chestnut that he's on. Now watch this horse that Chris Mackenzie's on. It's called Michaela, and it's probably the best horse that we've got out there today. But coming through now is Tayo Ojoro. Tayo takes it nicely on the near side, left it behind, and there goes Manu Crespo. I told you this horse could probably operate. Sultan that he's on, but coming in and stealing it away in front of him is Alfie Hyde. Takes the backhand, big open backhand, comes off Sultan's front leg of Manu Crespo, and it's Manu Crespo bringing it down now here in front of the stands, and it's Manu. Nicely. Watch this for the ride-off. Big ride-off. I told you this horse of Manu's was good, and of Chris's was. What a backhand from him after the excellent backhand. Coming in now, Yazin steals it, and away goes Yazin. He takes a voice, the hook of Kwame Issa. It's Pistona that Yazin's on. Now it's Kwame Issa coming around the corner. Kwame comes through. Can he find the flags? Kwame picks it up nicely in the air. Kwame taking it towards the goals. Oh, what a steal there by Chris Mackenzie. Now let's see what the little horse Michaela from South Africa can do. As through he comes, and it's Chris Mackenzie coming through nicely now. Look at the drive up there to Tayo Ojora, but he's got his young man Alfie Hyde there. But it's Chris who's coming through at pace. Chris comes through, fires it forward. Big drive up there coming through. Tayo Ojora takes away Olumide Agbola. Alfie goes up for Chris Mackenzie to pick up the pass. Chris takes it on the near side. In he comes. Here comes the open backhand. He takes it. Came off a pony. Come on, I said that pony could operate. Did you see the way that pony went all the way down the field? That is what polo ponies can do.
Really exciting stuff there from Lagos STL. Just trying to get themselves back into the mix, and just like that, how just the game can change from one end to the other. So it is now Manuel Crespo who just taps us forward. He's just going to try send this towards one of his players, trying to check if anyone can make a run. Sends it downfield towards the right side. And straight away, that man, Alfie Hyde, steals that. Trying to send this towards goal. Alfie Hyde is going to just try have a dig and have a cut shot towards goal. Does he have the angle? I think he does. Ladies and gentlemen, might be able to put this through the uprights, and he does. Put your hands together for Lagos STL, and they get themselves back onto level terms. We were wondering when they were going to switch on, and just like that, the engine starts running.
Nice goal there for Alfie Hyde. I said the little chestnut is on. Cardinal. Now, the umpires have given a free change, but they haven't blown their whistle yet. Now, this is an interesting thing you want to take note of. They will blow the whistle once they've counted 25 seconds, because that is what you're allowed to get back to the centre of the field. There you go. 25 seconds, they blow the whistle. They don't blow it when they give the free change. And it's very important, because those 25 seconds, especially in the last 2-3 minutes of a game, can be the decider between winning and losing a match. Some people, they like to play the game and they try and slow it down or quicken it up. And that's why this rule was introduced last year, to stop people basically forcing the umpires into a difficult position as they came back on. Now remember, you've got 60 seconds exactly to make the change. And I'll see if I can pick out a couple of ponies for you. Let me see who we got for Tayo Ojoro. Ojora. That's Lapisa for Tayo. So Tayo comes back on there. We've got Chris Mackenzie. Now this horse that Chris Mackenzie's on, the little black horse, is Pantera. Goes very nicely indeed. I remember this horse from last year. For Alfie Hyde, Canaletta, a little chestnut with a white star, again goes very nicely. And completing them is Yazin Amusan. And Yazin is due to be, I think he is, that's Lovelock's Mystica. Now, quite a few of the breeding of Charlie Hambry Lovelock's horses are here in Nigeria. They've been very successful in Argentina and in United Kingdom, the Lovelocks breeding, and they've got a big CH on the side that you can tell them by, and that's how you can tell them apart. I'll tell you a few, if I can, of the opposition, but I know the horses of Lagos STL rather better. Olumide Agbola, he's changed his order. He was meant to be... No, that's Sorsal. He played Sorsal, was meant to play it first, but he's now playing it second. There are quite a few Sorsals here in Nigeria. I've seen them play over the few years for Sule Musa. Again, he's changed his order. There was a little bit of disorganisation down there in the ranks earlier on when I was doing the horse list with them. So I think they've had a little bit of a rearrangement of their list. But the horses of STL playing them as they'd expected. Beautiful pass from Chris Mackenzie. Chris Mackenzie goes forward up to Alfie Hyde. Alfie Hyde tries to stroke it through. In comes Chris Mackenzie. Nicely takes it on the near side. But it is going to be Manu Crespo. Manu brings it around the corner. Look at the way he's controlling and keeping away Alfie Hyde. Now he has room to manoeuvre. He sends Kwame Issa forward for the pass. He decides to run it himself. And it is going to be Manu Crespo taking it forward. Manu came through it on Granilla in this chakra, and he obviously had confidence in that pony by deciding to run it on his own, but he's left it behind, picked up now by Chris Mackenzie. Now what happened there was Chris was about to turn the ball, bring it around the corner. I think he'd actually gained the right of way, and it looks like they're going to move it forward. I'll just wait until the umpires have finally made their decision. I don't want to get it wrong. And tell you what happened there. So Chris picked up the right of way from the ball. He then, having picked up the right of way from the ball, started to turn it. So he had the right of way, and then the player behind him came in and crashed into him after he'd established himself on the right of way. Now, riding into a player when turning, especially if it's broadside on, is very dangerous to the health of the pony. So even though Chris was in the other direction, they've decided to bypass the penalty 4 position, that's from 60 yards out, and take it to the penalty 3 position. This is a penalty from 40 yards out. It can be defended, but the opposition may not come out over the back line until the player has made the strike. So it's Chris Mackenzie on the little black horse Pantera to take this penalty 3 from 40 yards out to take them into the lead.
Hits it towards goal. Does it go through? No, unfortunately misses that, and he wouldn't be too chuffed about that. And
So what happened there is that the whistle was blown because it came off a defending player's stick. So now it's gone back to the penalty 4 position. So the defender managed to stop it, but he sent it over his own back line. So it now goes back for a penalty 4, 60 yards out, again defended. Opposition must be 40 yards away. Chris Mackenzie, Pantera, to take another bite of the cherry.
So it is Chris Mackenzie, gets it airborne and straight through the uprights. I told you he's a classy player. Given 2 chances and a bite of the cherry, and he'll definitely take it. He gets Lagos STL up to a 3-2 lead against Lagos A1 Shoreline, and just like that, being 2 goals down, they got themselves into the lead with 3 goals, and back to the middle we go. Chris Mackenzie just showcasing why he is a 6-goaler handicapper. Quality player he is. So back into the middle we go. All players just trying to have a swipe at it. Who's going to try and claim it? It is straight away Alfie Hyde, who takes this just towards the left side, taps it forward. Lovely hook there from Kwame. Leaves the ball behind, so it is now Manu Crespo who's going to pick up the scraps. He looks up, tries to send it downfield, doesn't get a great connection, so leaves that for Chris. Chris Mackenzie tries to have a backhand, unfortunately hits Manu's horse. And Manu steals that away from him, taps that forward. He's just going to try and have a storm with it. He sends it towards goal. Manu Crespo, great stick control. Oh, unfortunately leaves that behind him. Oh, Kwame Issa also leaves that behind him, but now it's going to be sitting nice and pretty Arfie Hyde going to try send this towards goal. Massive shot towards goal. Downfield, Arfie Hyde. Now it's going to be a horse race. Just checking whose horse has more horsepower. Still Arfie Hyde towards goal. Arfie Hyde surely should be able to put this through the uprights. Unfortunately, leaves it behind. Oh, ball sitting right in front of goal, and it is Manu Crespo who rescues that for Lagos A1 Shoreline. Takes that towards the right side.
Picking it up now, taking it down the boards. I'm going to explain that last play in a minute as Sule Musa goes forward for the pass from Manu Crespo. Manu Crespo sends it up to Olumide Agbola. Big ride with Tayo. Coming through now, it will be Yazin Amasan. But coming through behind, Sule Musa riding into Alfie Hyde there, turning it well. It's going to be Yazin Amasan. He scoots away from Manu Crespo, and it's Yazin Amasan. Kwame Issa waits to take the backhand. Kwame takes the backhand, didn't get much angle, but nicely met there by Manu Crespo, sent forward by Kwame Issa. Kwame on the near side. Kwame has possession, sends it forward, nice pass up there to Sule Musa. Sule Musa with a big ride-off coming in there from Alfie Hyde. Don't make connection, but Alfie gets the backhand with plenty of angle. Coming in now, in comes Manu Crespo, sends it forward. He can take the goal shot attempt as long as he doesn't cause danger to Chris McKenzie. Incoming was Yazin Amasan, took the backhand. It's Crespo, he's got a shot at goal, he shoots. Coming in, hook there from Manu on Olumide Agbola. Oh, Olumide sent it wide and to the left. What a disappointment for them. The play I was going to tell you about was a little bit now, a minute ago, but you may have seen that Sule Musa had the opportunity to take the ball away in front of us, but his pony was just sticking and wouldn't go. Alfie Hyde's pony went quicker. That is why it's all about pony power, and it's not just about the dexterity and the beautiful players on board.
So back onto the action we go. Unfortunately, that goes straight out. It's hit of play. Unfortunately, do always look out for the field of play. And that is the end of the second chucker, ladies and gentlemen. It is Lagos STL that do take a 3-goal lead to Lagos A1 Shoreline to 2. And as close as we thought it would be, it really is. So back to the music, and we'll join you for the action shortly for the third chucker.
So we've just got here, a warm welcome to you guys, all guests, distinguished members, ladies and gentlemen. This match you're watching is the latest installment in the Chapel Hill Denham Cup Open Series. DJ. So, yep, so we've just got here.
So Olumide Agbola has taken a knock on the elbow, and so we're just going to get the ambulance on to attend to him. So whilst he's attending to, I'll just finish off those biographies I was telling you about. Chris McKenzie played in 22 with the Open Cup with STL, and after he didn't win that year, but he has played the English high goal season for many years, and he's going to be playing this coming season with a team called Fern Park, and he'll be teaming up with the patron Veer Harmansworth, Joaquin Pidaluga, and the great Facundo Perez. So Chris has got a big season to look forward to in England. So turning to the team of Lagos A1 Shoreline, the currently injured Olumide, who's on the deck, plays off 0 goals. He played the Silver Cup with Lagos A1, along with Sule Musa, his teammate today, and Tunde Kareem, who's here today in 2025. I had to give you a mention, Tunde. Where are you? Must be somewhere. And Sule himself, he's 24 years of age, raised to 2 goals. 2025, he played the Open Cup with Shoreline and Silver Cup with Lagos A1A+. 2024, he won the Open Cup with Lagos Trojan Arc, beating STL 9-8 from memory. That was when poor Coyote Awogboro took a nasty hit and had to retire, and Sule substituted. I think it was that from my memory, if my grey cells are serving me right. They're beginning to addle these days. And Sule in 2023 lost the Silver Cup with Durante A1 Ibadan 5-9 to Sao Paulo. Turning to Kwame Issa, raised to 4 goals this year after an absolutely standout year last year when he made 3 finals here in Lagos and thus was raised. He won the Open Cup with Lagos STL, 12-5 against Clearwater. He lost the Magic with STL 12-13 to Abuja Rubicon, and then he won the Low Cup with their very own Lagos MSD Baby Bear when they beat FK3 Power to You 4-3.5. Turning to Manu Crespo, 41 years of age now. Manu's been here on the scene in Lagos for many, many years. In 2020, he won both the Open and the Magic with the Leighton Kings. 2022, he lost the Open with Petrogras Almat 8-9 to Lagos Caverton, Sao Paulo. Lagos Caverton. We do have our very own Bode Makanjole here today, who's put back on his whites, probably not playing as well as he did in 2022. He said he had a stick and ball session earlier on today, a few chuckers. And also, Manu played in 22 with Almat Abuja in the Magic. In 2024, he lost the Majikadumi final with Shoreline Art Hotel to the Leighton Kings, 9-10. And on that occasion, he was playing within the opposition, Chris Mackenzie, Tunde Karim and Bashir Dantata. And then last year, Manu won the Majikaduna with Abuja Rubicon when they beat Lagos STL 13-12, which was a thriller of a match, and he also played the Open with Shoreline. So that's completed the biographies of both our two teams, which tells you a little bit about the fact that some of these players out there have been around and about for quite some time. This Open Cup has been sponsored by Chapel Hill Denham. I believe this is their 19th year, from what I was told. So a very big congratulations to them. And thank you again to our sponsors. And to Motor Engil for the sponsors of the ADEDAPO OJORA Cup. ADEDAPO himself sadly died in 2020. And as I said, he was 5 goals at his best. One of the most accomplished players that has graced the fields of Nigeria. So it's great to have him being played in memory today. The Open Cup last year was won by Lagos STL when they beat the Clearwater Farms. 2024, Lagos Trojan Ark won the Open Cup. 23, it was the Leighton Kings when they beat Trojan Ark, with the Leighton Kings consisting of Bawali Jolo Uso, Moyo Ono, Facundo Retamar, and his half-brother, I think, or step-brother, Nicholas Rakite. 2020, it was the Lagos Leighton Sao Paulo team that beat Petrogras Almat Abuja 9-8. And again, that was Bawali Jolo Oso, Shea Oinola, Facundo Retamar, and Martin Horeche. 21 seems an absolute age ago now. We didn't play polo because that was the COVID year. How the memories fade. It almost seems like a lifetime ago, COVID. 2020, Leighton Sao Paulo won the Open Cup. Kaduna Terpira run it in 2019, and the Leighton Kings in 18 and 17. And if you're there, Tunde Okola, where are you? It was back in 2016 that Shoreline won the Open Cup. 15 and 14 was the 5th chucker. And in 2013, it was the turn of Trojan Tavio, which consisted of Kunle Tinubu, who's playing the Low Cup this year, and Ayo Oloshoju, who was a former president of this club. 2012, it was Trojan Tavia again with Ayo Oloshoju, and again in 2011. So there's been a big run of wins over the years, with Trojan Tavia winning it 3 times on the trot, 5th chucker twice, Leighton Kings 2 or 3 times, so plenty of history to this trophy. That's given you a little bit of history about the Open Cup. So we're going to have a little short break. Unfortunately, Olumide Agbola, having taken a knock on the arm, has had to retire, and we will have a substitute. Now, the substitute must be of the same handicap or lower. He cannot be higher. And we're just going to have to check out his eligibility whilst he is a fully paid up member of the NPA and Lagos Polo Club in order to play. Well, certainly the NPA. So we'll just check that out, see that he's eligible to play, and then we'll be back in the action.
Hey friends, have you heard that every Nigerian can have 100 million naira in savings or investments by the time they turn 65? I almost didn't believe it myself until Invest Niger showed me how. Every Nigerian can be on their way to a comfortable retirement with zero worries. Get started today by downloading the Invest Niger app. Invest Niger, are you in?
We are IHS Towers, one of the world's largest operators and developers of shared telecommunications infrastructure. Independently owned with a portfolio of tens of thousands of towers across multiple markets, we are connecting people across Africa and Latin America. Engineering excellence is at the heart of our business.
1, 2, 3. Adeyemo can cap it up. Adeyemo, number 8 goal.
Congratulations to the tournament committee for putting everything together. A huge thank you to Lagos Polo Club and to all the sponsors for making this possible.
I believe, Delap, on my right, in 1904 on a ground down by the seashore, and then it moved up here, I believe, 1962, around about then, something like that. I'll check it out in a minute, to our current ground. It's thrived as a game in Nigeria, and is played all over the country, and probably now has overtaken South Africa as having more players, and certainly has the highest rated tournament now in the Majikadumi. Used to be the Beresford Cup in South Africa, but that no longer rates at the same level as the Majikadumi. From the shores of East and West Africa, the game spread northwards into North Africa, and today there is a very strong presence of polo in Egypt. It reached Argentina in the 1880s, becoming the dominant polo country thenceforward worldwide. Polo was last played as an Olympic sport in 1936 on the Maifeld in Berlin, when Argentina walloped England. I think the score was 13-1, certainly something like that. And today, polo, besides being played on grass, is played also on snow. They've recently had the tournament in St. Moritz on the ice field there, and also on the sand. There's annual tournaments on beaches all around the world. I've had the privilege of watching and commentating on polo in Mozambique and in Dubai. And besides that, in the winter these days, when the green grass is a bit wet, they play it in the arena. Well, I'll tell you a little bit more about the rules and everything else. You've heard quite enough from me for the moment, so maybe a little bit of music before we carry on once our substitute is on the field. A little bit of music, if it's possible, would be good. So we have ourselves back ready on the field, and the ball went out of play. And they're not paying attention. Hello, right, we seem to be back on now. So the goal was scored there. Sorry about that, we lost communication briefly, I'm afraid. But we've got one up on the board, another one for Lagos STL, and they take the lead now by 4-2. So we change ends in Polo after every goal that is scored. Possession so important, coming through there. And turning the ball around, Chris McKenzie felt we had the right away, but Manu Crespo is the one that takes possession, and it's Manu Crespo takes it forward, and it's Manu Crespo advancing down the field. Manu taking it forward down there, trying to get one back. He's left it behind, coming around now and picking it up is going to be Chris McKenzie, but the whistle has gone. No, it hasn't. Kwame Issa has it. Whistle did go. Now, as he was taking it forward, Manu was taking it down the field, and Chris came in. The whistle is gone. Manu Crespo, GT2, that pony that he's playing, belongs to the team of Shoreline, 4 white feet, so pretty distinctive. Chris McKenzie, that's Shisha, the grey that he's on, it plays really nicely, so I would keep your eye open for that. So an infringement by Lagos A1 Shoreline means a spot hit is awarded. It's going to be Alfie Hyde who's going to take the strike. Alfie, Sikatrin, the pony that he's on to take the strike. Drives it big, lofted drive up to the front door. It'll drop down nicely, but it'll be Manu Crespo there first of all. I told you, the horse that he's on. GT2, 4 white feet belonging to Shoreline, coming around, sticking it now in still there. In comes Chris McKenzie, little backwards flick from him. Pony kicks it forward, now he turns the corner. He's got Alfie Hyder behind him. Lovely turning play there by Chris as he moves forward, sends it up to Alfie Hyde. Alfie goes through, ridden out of it there with Sule Musa, but it was actually Yazin Amusar who came in, and it's Kwame Issa. Kwame drives it beautifully down the field. Back in defence goes Chris McKenzie. Kenzie hunted down by Sule Musa.
And Sule Musa just going to try fight off Chris. No, but it is Chris McKenzie who gets to that first. Sends it downfield. Lovely shot from him. Who's going to get that to first? It is going to be Alfie Hyde, who's just going to slow down his pony. Just going to see if he has the angle to cut this across. No, Lisa behind him. But it is Yasin Amusan straight towards the goal. Unfortunately, Lisa behind him. Whistle goes. And that surely is going to go against Lagos A1 Shoreline. And just waiting to hear what the umpires decide with that. So it is going to be a penalty for Lagos STL, who do take a 4-goal lead to Lagos A1 Shoreline 2. It's going to be Chris McKenzie to get himself another goal this tournament. He's been playing phenomenally. Slow start, but yes, as we said, when the players are right enough to go get themselves and take a penalty, we will give them the silence they deserve so we don't have any distractions. So ladies and gentlemen, it's Chris McKenzie for a penalty.
So I believe that Chris McKenzie's gone off. It looked like his standing martingale might have been broken. Certainly it was very long. Was that right, Roddy? Can you hear me? Was it a broken standing martingale? I think it was a dangerous tack As I said, the standing martingale, that's the piece of leather that attaches from the noseband down to the girth, was very long, and I believe, therefore, the umpires have allowed him to go off. In polo, you may not change your pony and get a free change. You can change it, but they won't wait if there is tack that is not causing a problem. But if it's dangerous, then they will blow the whistle and stop play. So Chris was allowed to go off and change. He comes back on for another bite of the cherry. Penalty 3, open goal, Mackenzie.
So, ladies and gentlemen, Chris Mackenzie unfortunately hits the upright, and the whistle will be blown. Don't know what you think about that, Jamie.
So a new rule in polo a couple of years ago is you only get the one strike, you can't follow it up. If the ball doesn't go over the back line, you can't continue with the play. So it came off the post, the ball went dead, and that is why Chris was unable to take a further strike. Now, I'm just wondering whether the player was 30 yards from the ball, whether play was called, and we will then see. But they're going to take it forward. It may have been. Okay, so in polo about 4 or 5 years ago, a rule was introduced that's called blocking the primary. So the striker who takes the hit from the back line, another member of his team may not take away the primary, and the primary is the player that nominates himself to come in and challenge the striker. If a member of the striker's team interferes with that primary, then a penalty is given, and it's always a penalty 4. Some of the players these days have still not quite got it right. It's a very good intervention. It keeps the game flowing. It was brought in specifically for the high goal a couple of years ago, and it has worked very well. So that was for a blocking of the primary by the defending team. Penalty 4. Chris Mackenzie takes the strike. Defended goal, 60 yards out. Defenders can be 40 yards away.
So it is Chris Mackenzie who has a strike, doesn't get a great strike, but straight away it's Sule Musa who sends it downfield, but he's going to slow down his horse. Chris Mackenzie turns around, just going to try to turn his pony around, taps that forward, sends it airborne towards goal. Oh, a lovely defensive backhand there from Kwame Isa. Believes that, sitting nice and pretty for Offie Hyde. Offie Hyde sends it towards the right goal, leaves it behind. Clever play from those two. And Chris Mackenzie sends it towards goal. Does he have the angle? Yes, he does, ladies and gentlemen. Unfortunately, Kwame did put a stick across, but that does go across the goal line. And it is now Lagos STL 5 goals to Lagos A1 Shorelines 2. And of course, just coming up at the end of this third chukker, do remember, ladies and gentlemen, we will invite you for the divot stomping, where you come onto the field and help with all the stomping that we will be participating on. But just for now, it is halfway through the third chukker and a chance for the players to change their ponies. The whistle does go, and it is 25 seconds. And players are allowed before play resumes. So a bit of music before we come back for the second half. So back onto the mic we go. So yes, it's, as I said, ladies and gentlemen, we will have stomping of the divots after this second part of the third chukker. It has been a phenomenal match that we have experienced as Lagos STL with Offie High playing the number 4 with Chris Mackenzie, his good mate, just showcasing what good sequence they have between themselves. And unfortunately, Olamide Ogobola for Lagos A1 Shoreline had to go off earlier and has been substituted.
So just a couple of words, those coming on. Ponies which you can see for Manu Crespo, that's Pyramida for him in this chukker. Alfie Hyde. This black horse that he's riding, Tinto, played really well with Chris Mackenzie last year, so keep your eye open for the black horse that Chris Hyde is riding, or rather Alfie Hyde that is riding. Chris is an umpire, no relative. trying to pick out a couple more. Some of these ponies will be starting to come out twice. You may play a polo pony as many times as you like in a match. You just mustn't play it more than a total of 14 minutes. And if you play it a full chukker, you must give it a full 7 seconds break, a 7-minute break in between. That's Negra, the grey that Kwame Issa's on. Coming through now, picking it up. Through now will be taking, it's going to be Yazin Amusan. Yazin takes it around the corner, lost it. Manu Crespo takes possession, and it's Manu Crespo, takes it forward, pushes down there. Up goes Sule Musa for the pass. Big drive up there for Sule Musa. Sule Musa's got room coming through now. In came the backhand from Tayo Ojoro. Coming in there, big sweeping under the neck play in defence by Chris McKenzie. Finds teammate Yazin Amusan. Yazin ridden out of it well by Kwame Issa, takes the backhand. In comes Manu Crespo. Manu challenged there by Chris McKenzie. He's either on Bella or Klockstoffer. Difficult to tell them apart. Turning it around. Manu has possession, brings it around in defence.
So it is Manu Crespo who still picks up the scraps there, sends it towards goal. It's going to be sitting nice and well, and you know he's going to have a dig. He does. Sends it towards goal. Does he have the angle? No, unfortunately, just off towards the right side. We knew he was going to have a hit at it, and unfortunately didn't get the great contact from it. So from the back line, it's going to be Alfie Hyde. Well, we'll just have a break, a little bit of a break there. I think umpires just having a chat. Just keen to see exactly what that's about.
So if a horse has a problem, maybe the bridle has had a break in it or something, then again, as I said to you, it causes dangerous play, and therefore the umpires will blow the whistle and allow the player to go off and change his pony. So just to update you, we do have 2 Sules on the field. It's Sule Tanko who has taken the place of Olumide Agbola. So we have Sule Musa and Sule Tanko. I'm so sorry, I was misinformed. It is Dr. Khalifa Abu Bakr. Dr. Khalifa, I apologize. Somehow or another, we were told it was Sule Tanko. So Dr. Khalifa, who's played an awful lot of polo here at Lagos, played a lot in 2022 and 3 from memory, has taken the place of Olumide. So Dr. Khalifa is our substitute. Can you please get the guys from down there, these microphones, one is half the volume of the other one. So can you get them synchronized? Please. Bringing it from the back line, it's going to be Alfie Hyde. Alfie sends it forward up there to Chris McKenzie. Chris McKenzie waits. Alfie Hyde goes forward. Now he goes to the middle. See, he's trying to find room for Chris to have options. There's the pass from Chris. Didn't get a hold of it the way he'd hoped for. Just under 2 minutes remaining. Manu Crespo makes the turning play, brings it around the corner, and it's Manu who brings it around the corner. Manu taking it forward. Still has it, takes it forward. Manu tries to get it up there to Kwame Issa. Kwame comes through, but a big ride off there, picked up by Chris McKenzie. Lovely by Chris, avoids the hook of Kwame. Chris is going to have to run this one on his own, and away goes Chris McKenzie. Chris McKenzie being hunted down by Kwame Issa. Chris McKenzie, and it's the horse race on now. Kwame pushes down to Chris. Chris goes through. Here comes the cut shot from Chris McKenzie. Here he goes. Chris McKenzie! Wide, wide. He's 6 goals. I thought he was God. He's not. He's human. Bad luck. Chris went wide. What a pony. And I'm just trying to think whether that was Klockstoffer or whether it was Bella. He's got 2 that are plain bays, and that was either Klockstoffer or Bella.
So it is Manu Crespo who picks up this from the back line, sends it downfield, trying to find Kwame. And lovely backhand there from Yasin Amusan. Finds his play number 4. Alfie Hyde leaves it behind it, so it's Chris McKenzie with lovely stick work there. Unfortunately, leaves that behind. Lovely backhand there from Kwame Issa. Sticks her up, balls it in there. Just lovely steal there from Manu Crespo. So he's going to just tap this forward. Unfortunately, leaves that behind, and straight away it's Chris McKenzie who picks up the scraps. So Chris McKenzie is just going to tap this towards the left side. He's going to slow down the play. He's going to look up, sends it downfield, trying to find Alfie. And sticks her up. Dr. Khalifa Abu has a swipe at it, and it's also Alfie, a bit scrappy from both players, but it's Chris McKenzie who picks up the scraps, doesn't get a great connection, leaves that behind him, it still taps it forward. Chris McKenzie towards goal, near side forehand. Chris McKenzie still going towards goal, gets ridden off there by Sule Musa. And Manu Caspo picks up the scrap, just trying to rescue his team from a 3-goal deficit, just towards the right side of the pitch. He's going to try send this towards goal. Lovely shot from him. Keeps it on the ground. And he's going to have a backhand. Alfie Hyde. Lovely shot. Finds Chris McKenzie. These two just playing phenomenal polo between themselves. Pulls it in just ahead, just in the middle of the goal.
So there goes the bell. That's the end of the second chukker. And just before you go onto the field, give them a big hand of applause. But also notice, those of you in the stands, that backhand from Alfie Hyde was a classic backhand on the angle. And that is what you want to do for polo, is when you know your teammate has turned, get an angle backhand. And you saw how destructive that backhand from Alfie Hyde was. Chris McKenzie said, I'll have a piece of that. And away you went. Thank you very much to both our teams. Please give them a big hand of applause. 5-2 they lead in this ADEDAPO OJORA Cup for 2026, and now it's your turn. There will be at least a 5-minute, if not a 10-minute break. Please go out onto the field in time-honoured fashion, as in the film Pretty Woman, with Richard Gere and Julia Roberts, and go and tread in a few divots. Come on, there you go. And as in Pretty Woman, we can have some selective music.
Tula tula mama wa, tula tula mama wa. Inkosi igcine izinsuku zonke, ikubusise ilondoloze.
headline. I turn up my radio, but I can't turn off my mind. Somehow you get to me. It don't matter the distance I go, our love is dead to me. But I believe in ghosts. So I drive, take those miles to the dead of night. Till I run out of love for you, baby. Till I got no more love for you, baby. Oh, I drive, take those miles to the endless sky. Till I run out of love for you, baby. Till I got no more love for you, baby. I will drive all night. I will drive all night. Even moving high. I will drive all night. I will drive all night. I will drive all night. Even moving high. I will drive all night. I will drive all night.
All right, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for all of you that went out to Trek Divots. Thanks, ground staff. Thank you, ground staff. Thank you very much. So we're about to commence the penultimate chukker. It's a 5-chukker match, keenly contested between two fine teams, Lagos STL, the white strip, and Lagos A1 Shoreline on the dark strip. This game and this match is played in honor of ADEDAPO, OJORA, and the cup that is proudly sponsored by Motor Engil. And this is the latest installment in the Chapel Hill Denham Open Cup Series. So if you just got here, warm welcome. You're just about to witness the next 14.5 minutes of polo that is left, the 5-chukker match. So please, our guest members down the field, you quit the stage so we can get on with proceedings. Thank you very much. At the end of the match, we're going to have a presentation, obviously, so we implore all the players to remain in their breeches and their boots for the presentation ceremony after the conclusion of the match. Thank you.
You got it there, ain't you? Okay, here we go for the second half of this ADEDAPO OJORA Memorial Cup. And we're neatly poised. Lagos STL, 5-2. They got off to a great start, going up by 2-0. But then Lagos STL get themselves nicely into gear. Now, these last two chukkers is where we'll begin to see players coming out on the ponies they've already played. And it's at this point where horsepower really makes a difference. It's no good having 8 ponies if 8 of them are not much good. It's much better to have 5 really good ones. But this is where the horsepower will begin to count in these last two chukkers. So you will remember the whistle went, the second bell, at the end of the last chukker with no infringement. Therefore, the umpires line them up, bowl the ball in. And it's bowled in by Roddy Matthews towards the balls, picked up in the lineup by Kwame Issa. Possession take by A1 Shoreline. Kwame Issa goes forward, leaves it from Manu Crespo, who's being eyeballed there by Alfred Hyde. Now it's Manu comes through. Manu coming through at pace, back on Romano, his favourite horse from the breeding of Milo Fernandez Arajo. Big ride off there by Dr. Khalifa Abubakar. Left it behind, Yazin couldn't come through. Sule Musa, he could do damage. He shoots, he might well finish it off. In he comes, Sule Musa! backhand was solid there by Yazin, I think it was. Finds his teammate Chris McKenzie. Stolen by Kwame Issa. In comes Manu Crespo. Takes it forward. Did he have the right of way? There was a whistle. So there was a big backhand. I think it was Yazin Amusan who took the backhand there in the goal mouth and saved what would have been a goal there for Sule Musa. Then possession was taken by his teammate. Unfortunately, Manu came in. That's Pepe Mix, the pony that Yazin just took the backhand on. Another South African horse to go with the two that Chris are playing, Michaela and Clusterfer. Those are 3 South African horses. So it will be a hit from the middle of the field. Now, this is where I struggle a bit with the ponies. They'll change their order. So it's Alfie Hyde who's taking the strike. Alfie Hyde. And this level of chestnut that he's on is called Hernan. And he played Hernan in the first chukker. So this is the second time this pony for Chris Hyde. I keep calling him Chris, was an umpire here last year. Sends it forward. Pushed up there to Kwame Issa. Keep hearing a whistle. 2 whistles has gone. Now, I'm not quite sure whether they were 30 yards away. Just wait to see if we can work out. Okay, so as the strike was being taken, there was a cross there on Kwame Issa. So Kwame was crossed. They were in reverse at the time, the team of Lagos A1 Shoreline. Spot hit, quickly taken. You have to be on the right of way to make a play on the ball. It's a bit like driving from here down to Isimi. You can't stay, you must stay in your carriageway. Big drive up there to Sule Musa. Sule, can he score? Near side, Sule! Oh, and the overzealousness of youth. I think he's just 24. Sule played extremely well a couple of years ago as a substitute, I believe, as I said to you before, for Kayairo Awagboro, and he really did excel. He's very neat with the ball, but maybe a little bit overzealous. The enthusiasm of youth. Alfie Hyde.
So Alfie hits it from the back line, just trying to get his players back into possession here, but it's going to be Manu Crespo who slows down his pony. He's going to tap that just towards the left, but leaves that behind him. And lovely steal there from Yasin. Yasin sending this to a goal. Lovely shot from him. Still's got the momentum. Does he have the horsepower? Does he have the angle? He's going to slow down his pony. Just going to try have a cut shot beyond goal. Yasin surely to put it through the uprights. Unfortunately, puts that just off to the left side. And what an opportunity for Lagos STL to get themselves further up with 4 goals. But now it is going to be Lagos A1 Shoreline from the back line. Manu Crespo taps it forward, trying to find Sule Musa. Sends it downfield, but Sule's got Chris who rides him off, and straight away it's going to be Yasin who tries to pick that up but leaves it behind him. So it's going to be Kwame. Kwame leaves that also for Manu Crespo. Unfortunately, goes over the scoreboard. But ladies and gentlemen, as the players are right in front of us, let's give them a round of applause. Phenomenal 12-goaler match we're watching. And straight away it's Chris McKenzie. Sends it downfield.
So the ball dropped down by the umpire 5 yards in, having counted 8 seconds. New rule brought in about 8 years ago to speed the game up. When you hit it over the sideline, the opposition gets this, take the strike after the ball has been dropped down. Can't be teed up. So it is a gift to the opposition when you hit it over the sideline. Taking it forward now, we've got Yazin Amerson, who just quickly went off to change ponies or change a stick. Coming in now will be Tayo Ojora. He leaves it behind. In comes Dr. Khalifa. Big strike from Dr. Khalifa. He packs a big punch. There's Dr. Khalifa coming in. Sule! Whistle from Tarquin Southwell. Not happy with the events there. So you may have noticed that Yasin Amusan went off to change. He wasn't happy with the pony that he was on. So they don't wait when you go off to change. And it's not a free change. They will not wait for you. And he went back to change on to Luli, that chestnut he played in the second half of the first chukker. He's back on again, one of his best ponies. And I have to tell you, the ponies of Yazin are beautifully turned out. TT, the head groom, runs a great operation. And it is the grooms that turn these ponies out. So can I ask you all, everybody here, please, to listen and give a big hand of applause for all those grooms over the far side. They've been up since first thing this morning, getting these horses ready for the game. They work extremely hard, and it's to them that these horses are their credit. Well done to them. Thank you. Manu Crespo, penalty, open goal 2.
Manu Crespo with a shot, and it goes through the uprights. And ladies and gentlemen, Lagos A1 Shoreline get themselves onto 3 goals. Just a 2-goal deficit to Lagos's STL's 5. And back to the middle we go.
So just a word, that horse that Manu was riding, Romano, it is his favourite. It was the horse that he was going to ride when we initially were going to have a penalty shootout yesterday. It is 9 years old, it's a gelding, one of the few here from the breeding of Milo Fernandez Arajo, and Manu made this horse as a 3-year-old, so he's known it for very many years, and he's very confident with taking penalties on it. Coming through now, it'll be taken forward there by Dr. Khalifa, left behind, in comes Sule. Remember, they've changed ends after that goal by Manu Crespo, and it's Sule Musa taking it forward, backed up there by Kwame Issa, that hit on the bounce there. Coming around the corner, whistle has gone though. Who will it go in favour of? The umpire's body language looks like they might be giving it in defence favour.
So it is a change up for horses, and just getting back onto the field, it is going to go back to a penalty after we have this resumption, but it is just a 2-goal difference between these two teams. They have showcased a phenomenal 12-goaler match. And just to say again what the groomsmen have done for us horses and just for the players and their options has been an absolute phenomenal job they have. So it is Lagos STO with 5 goals to Lagos's A1 Shoreline.
A big thank you again to Motor Engil, for sponsors of today's ADEDAPO OJORA Memorial Cup. The match today, which as you know is also a league match for the Chapel Hill Denham Open Cup final tomorrow. The winners of this match will join Art Hotel in the final. The losers of this match will join Port Harcourt Wilton in the playoff at 3 o'clock, with the Chapel Hill Denham Cup at 4 o'clock. So thank you very much to Motor Engil, and in particular Chapel Hill Denham. It's a very great credit to Chapel Hill Denham, and if you haven't seen it, the trophy lurks in the trophy cabinet in the members' enclosure. It was specifically designed and made in London 19 years ago, and it's a very fine piece of silverware courtesy of Chapel Hill Denham. Well, I read that wrong. The penalty goes in favour of Lagos A1 Shoreline. It is Manu Crespo again on Romano.
So Manu Crespo has a shot, and ladies and gentlemen, goes through the uprights, and Lagos A1 Shoreline are back in contention as they get themselves up to 4 goals, with Lagos STL leading with 5 goals, and just 1 goal separates these two. And what a finish we expect.
So penalties are an incredibly important part of the game of polo. Lots of matches are won and lost on the ability to play polo. There was a 3-goal deficit. There's just 1 goal in it now, and that's because Manu Crespo got 2 penalties on his favourite pony and duly obliged by converting them both.
So back
Whistle has gone there. That was because the umpire was calling for a tunnel. He didn't have a tunnel. He calls it. That's why the whistle was blown. Possession taken by STL.
So it is Lagos STL. They do take potential of that, and that was Chris McKenzie just trying to find Alfie Hyde, but great defensive shot there by Sule Musa. Oh, lovely hook there. I think there's a broken stick there for Chris McKenzie. He doesn't have a stick in his hand. Manuel Crespo takes control of that. Straight away there's a swap. A whistle will be blown, so just to get back onto the pitch, I'm not sure what's happened there with
Alfie Hyde's taken a little injury in a sensitive place.
Well, Alfie's just trying to walk that off, or write that off rather. A little injury as Chris McKenzie gets a replacement for his stick. It is really going to go down to the wire as these two teams only are separated by 1 goal. So it is Kwame Issa who's just gotten off his pony. He's just going to try and tighten the strings on his horse there, his pony. Just all players just trying to get themselves back into the mix, trying to get their focus as just 1 goal separates both of these two teams, trying to get themselves into the final. A lot of communication, a lot of chatter. So there's a broken tack situation there for Kwame Issa's pony, but he's managed to get himself back on it. And it's going to be Lagos A1 Shoreline who are going to have an opportunity to get themselves back onto level terms. And then it is Manu Crespo who taps this forward down the middle of the field, has a massive swing at it towards goal, trying to find one of his players. It's going to be a massive ride-off just in the middle of that, but it is Kwame Issa who does have a cut shot towards goal. Does it have the legs? No, unfortunately, just off towards the left side, and just how quickly things can change.
So at that last free hit that was given, you might have noticed the ball was placed down rather than being teed up. That's because there was no infringement, and therefore the team that has possession when they have a broken tack situation gets a free drop, but you can't tee it up. Hit there by Alfie Hyde up to Chris McKenzie. McKenzie, now watch Alfie Hyde. He called for the pass. McKenzie gets it spot perfect. Alfie Hyde's not being challenged. He takes it on the offside, fires it forward to his teammate. Can he find Yazin Amusan? He finds Tayo Ojora. Tayo takes it nicely down there. Back in defence goes Dr. Khalifa. He takes the backhand. Little tickle onto it by Sule Musa, picked up now by Manu Crespo. He feints the backhand. Coming through now, Manu has possession. He's got Kwame Issa to his left. He's being challenged by Alfie Hyde. He shoots it up to Kwame, who was waiting, but he's going to be challenged by Chris McKenzie. Kwame Issa steals it very well, picks his pocket deftly, but his pocket is picked back again by Chris McKenzie, who turns the corner. Challenged by Kwame Issa. McKenzie from distance shoots. Where's it going? Coming through now, it's Yazin Amusan on Luli. He comes in. Can he find the flags? Yazin Amusan! Yes, he does. Nice goal there. Yazin Amusan. And Luli is one of his favourite ponies. It would definitely be one of the prettiest ponies in polo. In fact, it was Tayo. I do apologise, Tayo. Yazin made the play. Tayo put it in. So how befitting. Let's give Tayo a big hand of applause. He's playing in his father's memorial match, and he was the one that just put SDL back into a 2-goal advantage.
So back onto the middle we go. Lovely goal from them. They get themselves into a 2-goal lead. But it is the end of the chukker, and it is Lagos SDL that just get themselves into a 2-goal cushion over Lagos's A1 Shorelines 4. And just as we go into the last chukker, really a 2-goal deficit separates both teams. Looking forward to it.
So yeah, thank you very much for that, Mena. After this match, we're going to have a presentation ceremony, and so we implore all the players to remain in their breeches and boots for the presentation, and we also respectfully invite members of the OJORA family and the top echelon from Mota and Gill, led by Mr. Kola Karim, Tunde Karim, for the presentation ceremony at the conclusion of this match. Thank you very much. We also like to recognize amongst us in the presence of the Italian ambassador, Nicolas, the Argentine ambassador, Nicolas Perazzo Nahon. So we'd like to welcome His Excellency, the Argentinian ambassador, who's amongst us today. So after this, we have a presentation ceremony. Like I said, we'll be inviting members of the OJORA family and representatives of Mota and Gill for that ceremony. This cup is played in honor of ADEDAPO OJORA, proudly sponsored by Mota and Gill, and this is the latest installment in the Chapel Hill Denim Open Cup series. Thank you very much.
Stand by me. So darling, darling, stay.
So this is the time when it gets really difficult for me to tell you who the ponies are, but that's Cardinal for, looks like for Alfie Hyde, played it earlier on. Chris, I'll see if I can tell you what he's on. He's either on Shisha or Hurricane. They're both greys for him. Coming out there, the backhand taken there by Chris, out towards the sideline, picked up now by Tayo Ojora. Tayo comes around, who has it? The whistle I think has gone. I think as Tayo came in there, he may have made a turning play with a player behind him, and therefore unfortunately gained a whistle. No advantage to either side. It'll be Manu Crespo to take the strike. Now the opposition must be 30 yards away when the ball is struck. The nominated primary, which looks like it's Yazin, mustn't be interfered with. No, it isn't. It is actually Chris McKenzie. He mustn't be interfered with, otherwise the penalty will be given for a blocking play. Sent up to the front door, Kwame comes in. Kwame, could it be what he needs? Kwame comes in. Unfortunately for him, wide to the right, out of play.
And it is those opportunities they really needed to take advantage of. Just 2 goals down they are, deep into the fifth chukker. And it's going to be Alfie Hyde. He's just going to tap this forward. He's going to just try and find his good mate, Chris McKenzie, who already makes a run for it. Lovely shot from him downfield. Chris McKenzie trotting towards goal. Taps that forward. Unfortunately, leaves it behind him. Bouncy ball in the middle of the field. And it's Kwame who rides it on the ball on the far side. Just using on the sideboard. So who's going to try and pick up the scraps? It's Emmanuel Crespo, who's just getting there, harassed there by Chris McKenzie. He's just trying to pick up the ball from him. Manu Crespo sends it towards the middle of the field. And Kwame, oh, look at him turn his horse. Oh, but it is going to be a penalty called straight away. And he knows exactly what it was. It's kind of a sign of desperation, knowing they're 2 goals down and trying to just get themselves back into the mix. And just like that, maybe has made a big mistake that could cost his team, get him back onto level terms. So it's going to be Chris McKenzie who's going to take this.
So you may have noticed Alfie Hyde going forward with his stick aloft, trying to say to the umpires this should be a penalty for. The umpires, professionals that they are, having none of it, saying no, spot hit. McKenzie didn't really get a hold of that one, tried to find Yazin Amusan, picked up now by Manu Crespo, who's changed ponies. Manu takes possession. Manu turns it around the corner. Looks like he's back on Sultan, this horse from the breeding of Los Chitos Libano, so he's well mounted as he sends this one up to the front door, takes it down there. Who's going to be picking it up? Sule Musa comes in, left it behind, and the experience of Chris McKenzie. Look at the way he brought it round the corner. Is Chris McKenzie taking it down there? I think it is Shisha he's on, but it's Manu Crespo on Sultan. It takes the backhand. In comes Alfie Hyde on Cardinal, being ridden hard there by Kwame Issa. Kwame comes in though comes Alfie Hyde. He's being ridden all the time. Ball left behind. Chris McKenzie takes possession. Sule Musa steals it off him. Good play from Sule. Just 2 goals. Takes it down towards the goal mouth. Sent it down there. Backhand from Alfie Hyde. Gets the angle. In comes Chris McKenzie. I think the whistle may have gone. And let's wait to see. No, turned around. Still playing on. From distance, Manu Crespo takes the shot. And wide.
So unfortunately, he just puts that to the left side of the uprights. So it's going to be Alfie Hyde from the back line. Just going to wait and see exactly why that was blown. So just 2 goals separate these 2 teams. Deep in the 5th chukker. And just a bit of a slowdown of play here, just trying to figure out what exactly has been called. So it is resumption of play from the back line. It is, yes, Alfie Hyde, who taps us forward. He looks up, tries to send this backwards. No, taps it forward again. Oh, and a quick skill from Kwame. Did steal it from him, but does it go through the poles? He does. Lovely stuff there from Kwame Issa. He's caught Alfie Hyde napping and gets themselves back just into 5 goals to Lagos's STL 6. And it's just 1 goal that separates the 2.
So if we have scores that are level, then we play the extra 30 seconds. If we don't, then the first spell, the game finishes. If they're still level, we go into a 6-chucker. Kwame Issa, remember he made 3 finals last year, won 2 of them, showing his mettle there by getting that goal back and really keeping Lagos A1 Shoreline very much in the hunt. Coming through, Dr. Khalifa tries to steal it off Chris McKenzie. Good work from Dr. Khalifa. He comes in, left it behind. In comes Alfie Hyde. Teammate Chris McKenzie being ridden hard there by Manu Crespo, sends it forward for Yazin Amusan. Alfie Hyde takes away Kwame Issa to give Yazin a free run at goal. Yazin comes in, takes it a little bit out to the right. Here comes the goal shot. Coming in is Kwame Issa. Kwame comes in. Did I hear a whistle? I think I did. Yazin sent it forward. Kwame came through, and they've given them a free change. So we get the 60-second break with about 3.5 minutes remaining. So what happened there was Yazin tapped it forward. He sucked in Kwame Issa, who couldn't resist it, came in. He didn't have the right of way, and as a result, an open goal 30-yard penalty is awarded. Those of you new to polo, as I've said, when you hit the ball in polo, it creates a line or right of way. It's a bit like driving, as I said, from here to Assimi or out to the airport. You can't cross from one carriageway to the other. You must be on the right carriageway to make a play at the ball. You can cross carriageways, i.e. the right of way, if you're far enough ahead not to cause any element of danger. But the crucial point is any element of danger. You may ride another player off, you may hook another player's stick, but you may only hook it if it's below the level of the shoulder and from the same side. You may not reach out across the rear of your pony. So who have we got coming out now? And I'm looking and expecting the superstar to come out for Chris. And yes, it does. So there's only 1 goal in it, and this is where you really need your best pony. And that pony that Chris McKenzie is on, Michaela from South Africa, he played it in the first half of the second chukker. It was the standout pony playing last year, possibly the best pony playing on the field today, and I'm not surprised that Chris, with 1 goal in it, has come back out on Michaela.
So back onto the action we go. As Jamie did announce that it is 1 goal that separates these 2 teams. You definitely want your best pony out for the last part of the game, just to make sure you try and secure this. But it is now going to be Chris McKenzie who's going to take this penalty for Lagos STL. So as he's just going to try and line this up, just trying to cushion this, get a nice little spot on it so he can have a good strike on it. Chris McKenzie and Michaela is going to have an opportunity to seal this off for Lagos STL. Chris McKenzie to put themselves up to 7 goals. Lagos STL getting a 2-goal cushion deep into the 5th chukker. And oh, how that matters. As we said, just getting on your best ponies right at the end really matters, doesn't it, Jamie?
It does indeed, and as you saw, Manu Crespo was on Romano, his favourite pony, got 2 penalties before, brought them right back into the game. So this little horse, Michaela, was the one that we saw earlier on, Chris run end-to-end on. And I think it won a Best Playing Pony prize from my memory last year. Certainly a superstar, probably the best on the field now. But Alfie Hyde comes through, and it's Alfie who breaks clear. This is very dangerous time for Lagos A1 Shoreline. Coming through to hunt him down is Sule Musa. Alfie Hyde from distance. I think he's found it. And that is a beautiful goal from Alfie Hyde. Alfie Hyde pops that one through, and that is a sensational goal from Alfie Hyde. Puts them 3 goals into the lead with just 2.5 minutes to run. That was something to behold. Well done to Alfie Hyde. Beautifully taken, and I believe that was Tintero, the bay. He played that horse in the 3rd chukker in the first half. He's playing it again. Alfie Hyde, beautiful goal to put them 3 goals to good on Tintero. We come back to the centre, 2 minutes to run. Ball will be in play. Now it's really important that A1 Shoreline get possession if they're to keep in the hunt. But it's Yazin Amusam takes it away, and it's Silver, the white horse that he's on as he takes it down towards the flags. And it's Yazin Amusam left it behind. In comes Manu Crespo, protects the ball over the back line, out of play. Tick tick of the clock. Pretty tall order now. As I often say, Muchiri, it's a bit like trying to climb Everest with your crampons on. Shortly it'll be without your crampons.
Hopefully not you with your walking stick, Jamie, I'll tell you that for sure. So it is Manu Crespo from the back line, sends it downfield just towards the clubhouse. It comes, bouncy ball, really connected it. So it's going to be Alfie Hyde, who's just going to slow down his pony. He's got Kwame, who's just going to come and harass him. Kwame gets over the top of that. So whistle gets blown. Ladies and gentlemen, just as the players are right in front of us in the grandstand, let's put our hands together for them. What an exhibition they put through for us this afternoon. Some serious top-end polo. And that's going to be called against Lagos A1 Shoreline, so it's going to be Chris Hyde.
Just to quickly explain that, the ride-off from Kwame Asa, he didn't push him off the right-of-way, and he then came in and took the backhand. If he'd pushed him firmly off the right-of-way, he could have made a strike. He didn't push him off the right-of-way, came in, he just brushed past Alfie Hyde, and as a result, he snuck into that carriageway. Alfie was still on the right-of-way, spot hit, they were in defence at the time.
So as time is still ticking up, it's good. Just Alfie and Chris just having a chat. These two have just played phenomenally together. And just waiting for some of the players just to probably change their ponies for the last time as they get back onto the pitch.
Interesting point here, Sherry. You may have seen over the far side, there's a gentleman sitting in his chair with a pink hat on. That's the coach for the STL team. He's been teamed up with Yazin Amusam now for 3 or 4 years. He used to be the captain of the England team, 6 goals at his highest. That's John Horswell, who's coaching the team over on the far side.
So back onto the action we go. It's going to be Alfie Hyde who's going to take charge of this. Gets his visors back down. Just asking here at the commentary box if why they were off. So it's Alfie. Taps that forward. Taps it again. He's going to look up. He's just going to try and have a swipe at it. Massive shot from him. Sending it downfield. Trying to find Yasin, who leaves that behind him. So it's Manny Crespo who picks this up. Manny Crespo taps that towards the right side. Still taps that towards the right side. I'm sure it didn't get that best connection on that. And he scored. Chris McKenzie for company. Chris McKenzie just going to try right him off. Leaves it lovely. So it's Yasin who's, unfortunately goes over the back. Leaves it to Sule Musa. But there is a whistle that's blown.
So what happened there was that Manu and Chris came together. Manu's back on GT2, the Shoreline horse. Came in, rode off Chris McKenzie, but didn't really take him off the right away. Reached behind and made a hit at the ball behind the horse's hooves, which is dangerous play. So at the time, possession would have been taken by the team in white. So they will take it forward for what looks to be, it might be a penalty 3 from 40 yards out. Yes, it is. So for dangerous play there, trying to hit at the ball behind the pony, penalty 3 for the team of STL. So coming round, looks like Chris McKenzie has actually decided that all is good. So he's got off Michaela, saving her for the final tomorrow. He's either on Bella or Klostoffer to take this penalty now.
So it is Chris McKenzie with a massive shot, sends that over the fence and gets Lagos STL up onto 9 goals and really securing their spot in the final against, unfortunately, Lagos A1 Shoreline just maybe couldn't get themselves or didn't have enough horsepower to just match up with STL today because they really were 2 goals down at the moment early in the first chukker. And now back into a 9-goal lead to 5 with a 4-goal comfortable lead. It's Chris McKenzie who sends it just to his mate, Arfi High, just here towards the left side. Arfi sends it downfield, trying to find Yassin. Yassin trotting off towards goal. Surely should be able to put things. Yassin towards goal. Does he have the angle? Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together because that is phenomenal polo from Yassin. Usman just showcasing what we have seen as really a brilliant game, and that will mark the end of this match. Lagos STL taking the win with 10 goals to Lagos A1 Shoreline 5.
Yassin Amasan, lovely run down the field there. That was, I believe, Silver, who played in the first Jacko. Yassin was raised last year from 1 goal to 2 goal after he made 3 finals, just like Kwame. Kwame was raised for 3 to 4. That's why they're playing so well. But a well-fought battle. Congratulations to Lagos STL. A convincing win by 5 goals in the end. They now join the team of Lagos Art Hotel to play for the Chapel Hill Open Denim Cup, the 19th year of sponsorship of Chapel Hill Denim, tomorrow at 4 o'clock. Commiserations to Lagos A1 Shoreline. They now join Port Harcourt Wilton at 3 o'clock. Remember, with grateful and heartfelt thanks, the great ADEDAPO, 5 goals at his best, whose World Cup his son has won today.
Many thanks, Jamie. Many thanks, Miano. Commiserations to Lagos A1 Shoreline. And congratulations once again to Lagos STL. We're going to have a ceremony presentation. And like I said, this cup has been played in the memory of ADEDAPO OJORA, proudly sponsored by Motor and Gill. And this essentially is the semi-final of the Chapel Hill Denim Open Cup. So for the presentation very shortly, I'll politely request the company of members of the OJORA family, led by Patricia OJORA, Tomi OJORA, yes. Thank you, Tara, and Her Excellency, if she's still here, Mrs. Toyin Saraki. And we also will request the company of the executives for Motor Engil, led by Chairman himself, Mr. Kola Karim, Mr. Tunde Karim, and the MD, Mr. Pereira, to join the presentation party in the enclosure. So we request the company of the captain of the club, the president of the club, and a representative from the MPA, please, to join the presentation party. Socials tonight, we have the Sugar Band All-Star Band. They'll be entertaining us, and they'll be complimented by our one and only DJ Dot Wine. So we implore all our guests, our members, to stay behind and enjoy in the revelry. Lots of drinks, lots to eat. Oh, I can see there's Shola OJORA here, just in time to join the party for the presentation. Welcome, Shoals. So the captain of the club, MSD himself, the president of the club, Mr. Yemo Alakija, I'll be expecting you to lead our dignitaries for the presentation in a few minutes. Thank you very much. Yes.
Have you heard that every Nigerian can have 100 million naira in savings or investments by the time they turn 65? I almost didn't believe it myself until Invest Niger showed me how. Every Nigerian can be on their way to a comfortable retirement with zero worries. Get started today by downloading the Invest Niger app. Invest Niger, are you in?
We are IHS Towers, one of the world's largest operators and developers of shared telecommunications infrastructure. Independently owned with a portfolio of tens of thousands of towers across multiple markets, we are connecting people across Africa and Latin America. Engineering excellence is at the heart of our business.
Hey friends, have you heard that every Nigerian can have 100 million naira in savings or investments by the time they turn 65? I almost...
We're here for the first day, and it's been a really nice outcome so far.
30, 40, 1, 2, 3. Adeyemo can cap it up. Adeyemo, number 8 goal.
Congratulations to the tournament committee for putting everything together. A huge thank you to Lagos Polo Club and to all the sponsors for making this possible.
Right, I'm going to get him a trophy. It's trophy time.
You know, in my time, I would never have allowed this. What? When I was president. What allowed what? Put anything on the field. Where would you like to do that? No. This, I mean, this stage. They're doing a show. Oh, will never happen.
All right, next up, Mr. Tarquin Southwell. Round of applause for Tarquin, please.
It wouldn't happen, man. They know that. The dogs have a protection. It's going to damage your field.
Round of applause for Tarquin. Well done.
Yes. Yeah, this too. Big lads, huh? That's Polo line commentary.
Oh, yeah. I got that. Oh, yeah. All right, so we're moving on now to the runners-up. First up, Sule Musa. Round of applause for Sule Musa. Next up is our very own Kwame Issa. Next up, Kwame Issa. Round of applause for Kwame, please. All right, next up is the OSP playing on that side, Mr. Manu Crespo. Round of applause for Manu Crespo.
Manu is getting old. How many years has he been coming right now? He's been coming here for at least 10 years.
Yesterday we were discussing his first tournament, you remember? When he played himself, Dolapo.
Yeah, Dolapo brought him.
Say you and Dolapo brought him.
All right, bringing up the rear is the patron of the club of the team itself, accompanied by Dr. Khalifa Abubakar. So Olumide Agbola, accompanied by Dr. Khalifa Abubakar. A round of applause for Olumide. All right now, so we're moving on to the winners. First up for the winners is Yasin Amushan. Round of applause for Yasin Amushan. Yeah, Yasin has made a habit of winning tournaments and trophies. I think the next one up for him has to be the Magic Kudumi. Next up is one half of the OSPs for that side, Alfie Hyde. Alfie Hyde, round of applause for Alfie Hyde. He had a blinder today, and I hear he's one young player of the year. The past 2 years at Guards in London, so clearly knows a thing or two about playing high-go polo. Next up is Chris Mackenzie. Round of applause for Chris Mackenzie. All right, we've left the best for last. Befittingly, calling up the captain of the side, the son of ADEDAPO OJORA, Mr. Tayo OJORA. Round of applause for Tayo OJORA. Yeah, give mom a hug. Well done. All right, Tayo, you're going to have to go around, do the loop. Tayo. Yeah, do the loop, yeah. So now for the presentation of the cup itself in honor of his dad. A mentor to so many of us here, the late ADEDAPO OJORA, proudly sponsored by Mota Engil. So round of applause for Tayo OJORA. Give it to him again. All right, can we have the winning team on the podium for pictures? And can we have the runners-up sit on the edge of the podium for the pictures? Winning team on the podium. The runners-up. Yeah. Yeah, can we have the runners-up sit on the edge? Thank you very much. All right, thank you so much to all our guests, our dignitaries, members of the OJORA family led by Mrs. Patricia OJORA. Her Excellency was here, Mrs. Toyi Saraki. I believe her own children are here too. I think I can see Tosin, I can see the twins. They're the children of Toyi. Yep. See them going on the stage. No, they're not. And we can see Shola also joining the family. Yep. Befittingly. Yeah, it's a bunch of OJORAs on the stage. Uh-oh. Hovering by the stage. So we just got here. The worthy winners of the ADEDAPO OJORA Memorial Cup with Lagos A STL. The run-up winners with 10 goals to 5. And this cup proudly sponsored by Motor Engil. The chairman of Motor Engil is there himself, Mr. Kola Kareem. We've got the CEO of Shoreline, Tunde Kareem, and Mr. Pereira, who's MD of Motor Engil. We thank you so much for your support. This is essentially was the semi-final of the Chapel Hill Denham Open Cup, proudly sponsored by Chapel Hill Denham.
One and nothing less. Lead me to my destiny. I have waited patiently. I have vision, oh I believe. I know I can count on me. So stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up, stand up, stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up, stand up, stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up, stand up, stand up, stand up. Here we go, it's getting close. Now it's just who wants it most. It's just like that's how it is. Cause we have our strengths and weaknesses. Oh, I have vision, oh, can't you see? I'm on the move, make way for me. So stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up, stand up, stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up, stand up, stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up.
All right, if you just got here, socials tonight, we have the Sugar Band All-Stars, complimented by DJ Dotwine. And tomorrow we have 2 matches. We have the third playoff between Shoreline and PH Wilton team. And the final tomorrow pits 2 Lagos teams, Lagos STL versus the Art Hotel. 3:30 start tomorrow for the first match of the third place playoff. So from the commentary box, it's so long. Thank you.
For the champions, for the champions. Stand up, stand up. For the champions, for the champions. Stand up, stand up, stand up. For the champions, for the champions. Stand up, stand up. For the champions, for the champions.
All right, just a correction there. Beg your pardon, I got ahead of myself. It's the Sharp Band All-Stars Band playing tonight. The Sharp All-Stars Band playing tonight, complimented by DJ Dotwine. So apologies for that mistake. Not Sugar Band, but the Sharp Band All-Stars tonight, complimented by DJ Dotwine. So tomorrow we have 2 matches. We have the third place playoff between the Wilton Aviation team from Port Harcourt versus the Lagos A1 Shoreline. And the final of the Chapel Hill Denham Open Cup will be pitting Lagos STL versus Lagos Art Hotel. So from the commentary box, it's so long. Please stay behind. There's some more entertainment. Sharp Band will be entertaining us tonight, complimented by DJ Dotwine. Over to you, the DJ.